Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the all-new 2025 BMW M2. This model is finished off in black sapphire metallic. MSRP is just shy of $69,000. We have a lot to go over for this latest generation BMW, and we'll start off with what this is powered by. This is the 3-liter twin power turbo inline 6. This model here is paired to the 8-speed automatic. For the 25-year model, it pumps out 473 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 3,800-pound sports car from 0 to 60 in just under 4 seconds. And with the performance package, top speed is increased to 177 miles an hour. Now for the exterior styling for the 25-year model, everything is relatively the same as the 24-year model. However, the M2 badge is different. There's now the outline there. Kidney grille is still the same. The LED headlights are all very similar. There's parking sensors up front, and then large cutouts provide a lot of cooling. You'll notice a lot of square-shaped designs for this entire vehicle. Gives it a little bit more of a boxy look. Also gives it a little bit more of a wide body design with all of the elements, which I think look really nice. Now this also has a staggered setup for the wheels. They're 19 by 9.5 up front with that multi-spoke design, blue brake calipers too, and then 20 by 10.5 in the rear. There's the power folding side mirrors with the turn signal, also a sunroof up top. And then as we take a step back, hopefully you can tell with the side skirt there, it just gives it that factory wide body look. We have a really nice rear fender arch. It's integrated into the front there nicely as well. And then in back, there's a small trunk mounted spoiler, a dark housing for those LEDs. There's the backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then that quad tip dual exhaust. Now for the automatic, you can opt for remote start if you would like that. You can also use the button on the key fob or up underneath to open up the trunk lid. Where for a sports car, it's pretty practical. Now there's no spare tire, there's no storage underneath the floor. You can, however, fold down the back seats to give yourself that much more interior space. So it's very nice that you have that kind of practicality with the performance that you get from this M2. Now as we work our way to the interior, there's a really nice intricate design on the back side with these colors on the insert there. There's memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock, Harman Kardon for your audio, trunk release, more storage, and then the window controls and the side mirror adjustments. And then take a look at the really neat red and blue accents for these leather seats. They are automatic with the one manual control for the leg support there. And then you do have one manual adjustment to fold that backrest, but from there the seat will move forwards automatically, which is nice. Now as we hop into the back, I'm 5'10". You'd have to move the seat forwards for me to be comfortable, of course. There's air vents in the middle, a little bit of storage, and my head is touching the headliner. So you're not really buying this for a 4-seater. You could use this for extra storage space, maybe put a car seat in the back if you would like, but I could ride around town if I needed to. So it's nice just to have that additional practicality, especially if this is your only car. If you have a third or fourth person, or you just want more storage there. Now as we hop inside, the 25-year model gets the flat bottom design for the steering wheel. So let's start this up. We have red M1 and M2 controls, paddle shifters on the back side, cruise control settings on the left. There's volume, tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. And then you do have some information you can go through within the digital gauge cluster. So you have all this content that you can scroll through. The left side and the right side is fixed, at least for this screen here, for this setup. You can also get into the head-up display and go through a few of those as well. Now you can change the gauge cluster setup just by going to M mode. You can push on Sport, where it's just going to give you that vital information. The TAC is going to get much larger on your head-up display. And then on the left side, there's all the headlight adjustments, one air vent with the new design to adjust that. And then working our way to the infotainment system, everything on the lower section is fixed, so you can quickly get through all of this. There's also the drift analyzer, your M lap timer, you have your interior lighting, seat comfort, a lot of different icons you can get into, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have your home screen, so you can swipe through all of these settings. You can customize this as you would like. There's your climate adjustments, navigation, music, and then on both sides you have your temperature dials as well as shortcuts to the heated seats for this model. There's the optional trim accent here, along with air vents, power and volume. You have some defrosters there. There's wireless charging, cup holders, and auxiliaries. And then you have shortcuts for that screen. So if you don't want to use it as a touchscreen system, simply just push on those. This is how we can put it into reverse, where there's the backup camera along with these sensors. You have drive and the sport mode, park, and then the ability to adjust the transmission, how quick or slow it shifts. There's also parking sensors, traction control, engine start stop. There's M mode, which I already showed, and then setup just underneath that. This is how you can get into M1 and M2 and set those up as needed. There's the exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get some auxiliaries and storage, and then even more storage in the glove box. There's garage door buttons up top, and then your controls for the sunshade and the sunroof. Those are both automatic. And then here's a look at visibility. It's honestly pretty easy to see over both shoulders. And we're still in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration. We have so much more potential with this. I'm not sure if you were able to hear or see how the transmission or the vehicle kind of jumped a little bit. It's just a little bit more of that engagement when you have it in the quickest shifting setting, and then you can tone it back down to setting 1 when you just want to drive a little bit smoother if you're just on normal roads or something like that. So another acceleration in the lowest setting, and it's much smoother. So I like the feedback that you get depending on how you feel for the day. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the BMW M2. It's a very nice vehicle. I think this is something that potentially I will look at getting in the future, either this or the M4, which I will be making a full comparison review video. So if you want to see the differences between this and the M4, take a look at that video. But for the money, you get a very nice vehicle. You get all of the performance that you want. You have a lot of tuning potential and different mods that you can do with the M2. So there's a huge following with bumping out more power. BMW usually understates their horsepower and torque figure. So I'm sure that when you throw this on a dyno, it's going to put out a lot more power than what I stated in the beginning of the video. But you get a well-refined sports car, something that's practical, daily driver friendly, and then you could just drive this to the track, have some fun, and then have a great vehicle to drive home too. So I like the fact that just with everything that you can get from this vehicle, including the turning radius, it feels a little bit tight, but that's what you want from a vehicle like this. You want that good feedback in the steering wheel, those tight turns, just that feel and handling, especially when you're looking at a vehicle like this. But it's a great all-around vehicle, and one that I recommend driving just to take it out and see what it's like. But that's going to wrap it up for the all-new 2025 BMW M2. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.